So was it more producing music, or
I definitely started producing.
And then how did you get into like the whole rapping side?
Because all my friends was rappers.
But
so I was producing music, but then and then recording it, mixing it, and then this was like the people who were coming to my house didn't have like goals of like making albums or anything. You just did it to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, this is cool. You know, it's like hobby stuff.
Yeah.
And back then you had to do like 3 verses. That was like the norm, 3 verses on a song. Now it's like 1, 2, you know, shorter attention spans. But then a lot of rappers would only finish 2 verses and then get too lazy to do the third and be like, you jump on. So I always consider myself like the 3rd verse rapper. The ones that are like, if you get this far in the song, then maybe you'll hear me. And from there, that's kind of how it started. But then what kind of set it off was me and this dude I was producing we was ending up being roommates, and he dipped out. And so I had to cover his rent. And so we had like a falling out. But he starts dissing me on this record. He's like throwing like, I'm like, diss tracks on me. So I started taking all his audio clips that I recorded for songs and taking acapella and then flipping it on him and making him like sound like he sucks dick or whatever. I couldn't. And then I started rapping because I was like dissing him. So then the whole community was like, damn, bro, you're getting murdered by a producer right now. And that was like kind of my jump into like, maybe I can rap. You know, maybe, you know, I have everything to do it. Yeah. So just try.
So before Drake and Kendrick, there was Osna and Osna's roommate.
Yeah, that's kind of how it started. Yeah, and I was watching all the battles back then, like Smack DVD, 8 Mile, of course, came out, and those are definitely motivation, inspiration of like how to do it. My first album release party I did, there was like a whole bunch of people there. Because it was like breakdancing battle. It was like a hip hop event. But when I performed, only like 10 people was watching. They did a freestyle battle after, and all the drunk uncles was like, bro, you just was rapping, go. I ended up smashing everybody that night, and like hundreds of people watching. And I was like, damn, I spent 6 months working on this album for 10 people to watch. And now, freestyle off the top, nothing planned. Everybody's attention on. I was like, I'm not even gonna do music anymore. I'm just gonna battle. More easy. Yeah. Less energy spent.
Yeah. So how much of the freestyle battles, I mean, so I've seen like the stuff that you told me about, and then like stuff like Wild and Out and things like that. Grew up watching that. They also have the freestyle stuff at the end.
Yep.
How much of that is like is pre-planned, and how much of it is on the spot? That's what I've always wondered. Because I know even when there's like freestyle ciphers, it's kind of just like people sharing stuff that they already wrote. Even when you go like you see the freestyles when people are on the radio.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how much is that like on the spot? How much is it
It started freestyle. That's how it started. It's almost like taboo if you came with written.
Oh, okay.
It's like, man, we know that. Stop that. You know. And then it just eventually became, you know, like material. You have to have material starting off. And that was kind of like the shift of how you see. Well, back then also too, they only gave you like 30-second rounds, 1 minute round. So it's easy, you know,
to freestyle for that.
To freestyle that
That's
long,
like
right?
minute up to 5 minutes.
Nothing, right? Yeah. But then when the and this was because YouTube also at that time, all the YouTube battles, they only gave them like 15-minute time frames. So you had to fit 6 rounds of battling with introduction, outros, and everything in 15 minutes. So a lot of those battles actually had like 2 parts, like you know. And then when they expanded it and you could do like longer than 15 minutes, that's when the rounds started getting like longer. And when the rounds got longer, then you actually had to prep yourself, and it made for better battles. Because like if I could come prepared now and I know who you are and everything, you
did the research. Yeah, I saw the guy, the one you did with that guy, Daylight. Was it Daylight?
Yeah,
that was so good.
Yeah, the Daylight one was like freestyle-ish. Because like that 3rd round, it's like you have an opponent and you have ideas. You just don't kind of, you know, you have ideas like what they might say. And I didn't expect him to go the route he did. So in the 3rd verse, he kind of flipped it and was saying, yo, you're Hawaiian, I'm black.
We have the same
we
enemy.
have the same enemy, right? With the colonizers, and like we should team up in battle. And then that's kind of how I flipped it on that script. Like, okay, let me tell you about our history right quick, because I don't think you guys know about it.
Yeah,
how deep it goes. And then I think it was a funny moment because prior to that battle, he didn't know who I was. And this Daylight is huge. He's like huge in the battle scene.
Oh, okay.
And like he's on J. Cole's album.
Oh, wow. I
Yeah.
had no idea.
So if you listen to J. Cole's last project, Pie, Daylight's on that album.
Oh, okay. Sick.
And he wrote for Drake. So like he's legit. So coming here, he was like, I don't know who this guy is. I'm just roast him, whatever. But in that third round, you could see his face like, man, this guy got it.
Yeah,
he's like giving me props.
Well,
like,
first round, I was like, I don't know what he's saying. Exactly. I don't know what it means. I don't. But then people are like, you're getting roasted. You're getting crushed.
You don't even know, but he's serving you.
Yeah, and then you're like, one line you said like, you have to pay for that or it's free because he just like gave you the first like couple of songs off his mixtape or something.
Oh yeah. That battle kind of I guess solidified me in that scene because nobody knows. I mean, if you're from the States, you don't know anything about Hawaii hip hop, and Daylight was a big figure at that time. So I think I got respect for it, but then it also kind of scared everybody else away from, like, that was kind of like the end of our battle rap scene in Hawaii. It's like, man, nobody wants to battle me anymore. It's like, damn.
I wonder, how long ago was that?
That was like 6 years ago.
I wonder if it was also the start of like the PC era.
Nah, it was right before.
It was like right before.
Yeah. It's definitely before, because I was thinking when that era came, was, man,
can't say
I was like, battle rap is gonna be like the last, dying breed of the First Amendment. Like, you can't cancel battle rappers because they don't care. You can say whatever you want to a battle rapper. They are so in tune with how to flip whatever you say to them, and then it's culturally too. Like, they'll all back each other up. Yeah, and they'll call each other out.
Yeah. So even with comedy, it's changed so much.
Yes.
The whole like Frank DeLima and the Boomatai days and like the Brada, everything was just teasing each other's ethnicities. Right?
Yeah.
And like that's kind of what you do with the battle rapping. Like that one video where you were just like destroying that one Asian kid, and you're just like saying all these jokes, even making the accents. You just can't get away with that these days without like somebody getting upset or.
Oh yeah. It got there, and I think in comedy is because there's too much money involved. So now you got to protect your brand, because then if you get canceled, you're basically saying, cut my checks, right? Whereas in battle rap, they're not getting money. They're not making that kind of money. So it's like, we're going to say whatever we want. You can cancel me whatever you want.